Welcome back, everyone. Shane here, and this is the first video in just over a week since the last one that I uploaded as the first video for myself here on COD Shots Unleashed. I'd like to say welcome back, and for the past week or so, I've sort of been mulling over what I really want to do with this channel since what I'd like to do is sort of do what Chaos Silencer's done, make this, I like to make this my personal channel, and a lot of stuff that he did was, he talked about some random topics on his channel at the beginning. He did a lot of open lobbies, and he'd show some streaming, and one thing that I really think he did well was he came up with a lot of different types of shows that he put on his channel, and it really got him to where he is now with well over 100,000 subscribers. So, I do have some thoughts on a series that I'd like to start, and I'll mention that at the end of this video. But today's video is all about the response to Hutch and his comments on a video of his a few days ago on how he thought it was an unfair comparison of how people are judging Crysis 3 as a Call of Duty meets Halo game, where you're taking aspects of both games and you're seeing it into one game. And the comment that he made was he thought it was an unfair comparison because he thought that Crysis 3 is its own game, its own identity, and I have to agree with him on that. And the reason why that is because the game is all about managing your energy and managing your powers and how you have them. Know when to activate your armor enhancement, know how to act stealth, use your nanovision, obviously to do your suit jumps. So there's that kind of thing. So I have to agree with him. I think it's an unfair comparison because Call of Duty and Halo are very much different, even though they are first-person shooters. Crysis 3, let's talk about the game so far a little bit. I've got maybe about 5 hours of experience with the beta so far on Crysis 3, and what I have to say is, compared to Crysis 2, which obviously they're in the same sequence of games, is that I think Crysis 3 so far is a much more polished game graphically, even though Crysis 2 was a great game, probably one of the most beautiful first-person shooters on any console or even on computer. I know computer fanboys will definitely disagree with me, but that's just what I think. It's probably one of the more beautiful games, first-person shooter-wise, on the console. And now, I find it's more responsive. I find that the controls are it takes a while to get used to them, but they seem more responsive than Crysis 2, where I found it was a little glitchy. Only thing that I would say is a little hit on the game is that there have been some lag issues. I have got kicked out of some games, but I'm sure that's something that the people over at Crytek are actually going to figure out with all the data that they're collecting through the beta, because obviously that's what they're trying to do, fix bugs and just really get the game polished before they send it out in a couple weeks. I believe that it drops later this month, maybe in the third week or so. You can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And after playing the beta so far, I had been looking for a game to pick up. I got a $50 gift certificate for Christmas for GameStop, so I've definitely been thinking about a game of getting, and Crysis 3 is making its case through the beta, I might add, of really winning me over, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to go pick it up when it drops later this month. So those are my thoughts on Crysis 3 so far. I do suggest that you give it a try if you got some free space on your hard drive. You know, spend 3 or 4 hours playing the game. It's a relatively big download on Xbox 360, but 1.86 gigs. I had to delete some stuff to put it on my Xbox alone, but that's that. You can also pick it on the PSN store or pick it on Steam, I believe, on computer if you're interested. If you're looking for something new, Crysis 3 will amaze you graphically, and maybe you will find something between Call of Duty and Halo that feeds your itch for a first-person shooter. Now, also, the last thing I mentioned earlier is that I do have an idea on a show that or not a show, but well, yeah, let's call it a show that I want to do. Lots of people on YouTube do a Road to Commander, where they show you every video of their way through a prestige, going from level 1 to the max level. What I'd like to do is, because I'm not a very good player, is I'd like to do a Road to Swarm. Now, Swarm isn't really all that difficult to achieve. It's only 1900 points. I believe. I don't think they patched that at all. So only 1900 points, but I usually run lower small score streaks just so I can spam the crap out of it and get lots. So I'm not going to start at the very first one because I think the first one's an RC car or UAV. Everyone can get those. I was going to thinking more of starting at a mid-level score streak and working my way up and trying to get one of each. Maybe starting at VSAT would be a good idea because that's very attainable, and I'll show you every game all along the way of trying to one-up myself every time that I do get the next score streak. So I want to call it a Road to Swarm because it's something I definitely want to do, and I think in hindsight too, not hindsight, but I also think that it'll lend itself to give me lots of content for this channel and getting about 3 or 4 videos out per week. If you have any thoughts, you can definitely post them below, and I'll respond as soon as I can. I really want to get this going. I got to network a little bit more because obviously the first video didn't get many views. I think about 4 or so, but it's not discouraging. It just means you have to work a little bit harder to make sure people are seeing what you're making and enjoying. So I'll talk to you guys later. Have yourself a good day, and I'll talk to you next time.